I think what we're finding in HR, as with many other disciplines, is that we're attempting to tackle these new age problems and these new age difficulties and new age opportunities and risks with old paradigms and old mindsets. So this idea of trying to keep up with anything in this environment is sort of crazy. It's why we say something like sustainability is no longer sustainable. It's really not about keeping up. It's really about charting a course that's further ahead. And it's not about competitive intelligence and understanding what your competitors are doing today. It's about futures intelligence and understanding what those competitors are going to do in the future. And more importantly, who those new competitors, who those new threats are going to be that you haven't even identified, that are likely going to come from outside your industry. We should be advancing the conversation. We should be positioning our organizations through not only our talent planning strategies, but also through the development of our leaders. We should be positioning the organization to be ahead of the curve and not just playing catch up. We often work with clients and they say, wow, this stuff you're talking about the future, it sounds amazing and it's really sexy. But you have to understand, today we don't even do a 5-year plan. And today we don't have a very strong strategic planning process. And so, we really feel like we have to get that situated before we deal with this more advanced concept of thinking about the future and being future thinkers. And I laugh because it's exactly the same analogy in Africa, who is now known as the Silicon Valley of mobile banking, where their advancements in mobile technology, specifically around currency exchange and the facilitation of economic exchange, has far outpaced the West. You can do more on your mobile phone from a banking perspective in sub-Saharan Africa than you can do in many parts of the United States. And so in Africa and in India, where we saw this leapfrogging, and other places in Asia, as you mentioned, they didn't stop and say, wait. We cannot adopt the mobile phone until we install the rest of these telephone lines. It is only then, after we've established this infrastructure and a past technology, that we can move forward to mobile. And of course, it's a silly example. No one would do that, but the same is true with strategic foresight and futures thinking. I think there are two really ways that I see HR's role. One is the obvious, which is in the sandbox that they play and control, meaning everything from talent planning to day-to-day change management. From a talent planning perspective, we layer in something like scenario planning and the environmental scanning process into their existing talent planning process. And it makes it much more of a robust conversation, which can then be integrated into business needs. The second way I think HR has ownership in this process of organizational performance and the future success of the firm is in that leadership development, in developing the culture of future thinkers. If you have a leadership development program, and certainly an executive development program today, and you are not engaging or integrating futures thinking or these types of planning processes, you aren't doing your job. And ultimately, any other process you implement is not going to be successful because you haven't built the foundation of creating leaders that can think in this way.